All right, guys. Welcome to the Pitchfork podcast. Late edition. Come on, Daddy. Daddy. Come on. I know you want to come in here. My doggo, she wants to come in here and hang out with me. That's cool. That's cool. That is fine. Toss our phone over there. We're have ourselves a nice little time tonight. Get some videos done. Have some discussions about bad cops who don't deserve donuts, man. Some bad cops who don't deserve donuts. And before we get into that, we're gonna check out Davie real quick. Say hello, Daddy. It's my doggo. She's a sweet girl. Come on, Daddy. Show everybody your face. Say hello, Daddy. That's my girl. She likes to hang out with me. So hopefully you guys don't mind that my doggo wants to hang out with me tonight. And she could be anywhere in the world, just like you. But you decided to be meet here tonight, so that's always a good thing. And we are gonna get into the getting to now. Daddy is mess with me, and Daddy, I'm gonna ask you to go and lay down. Oh, Lord Jesus, she wants my attention so bad, but I have to do my show, and I'm going to do my show, and you're gonna lay down. Lay down. Okay. No. All right, so let's get into the show. I don't care how much Daddy tries to distract me. We're gonna get into the show because this show's got to get done, and we're gonna do it. So we're gonna pick a first opening story. A good opening story always makes the show. We got so many to work with, though. We've got so many to work with. Jesus. We have so many to work with. I got one to start off with. And this one is a pretty interesting one. So let's get into it. Alright, so I'm assuming this is illegal. Let's get into this this little juicy tidbit here. Nope. See? No. Alright, so let's get to this juicy tidbit here. Alright, so this story comes from the News and Tribune. Clark County Corrections Officer arrested accused of providing keys to inmates. Arrest made soon after allegations. Oh boy, I love it. I love it. A former Clark County Corrections Officer is facing felony charges after investigators say he made a deal to provide keys to inmates to move internally within the jail in exchange for money. David J. Lowe, who is 29 years old, was arrested Sunday night within hours of investigators receiving a tip on the allegations. So they caught you immediately. He was charged Monday with a level 5 felony for escape, a level 6 felony for official misconduct, and a class A misdemeanor for trafficking with an inmate. So basically, they discovered this guy rather quickly because he thought that he was going to provide keys, and that somehow in a correctional facility that people were not going to notice with all those cameras that there are inmates just moving about who weren't locked down, and he did this in exchange for money. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, with all those cameras, because, you know, most correctional facilities carry cameras, he thought he was going to get away with this? This pig is extra stupid. Court records showed that after receiving the tip on Sunday, the Clark County Jail commander and others began reviewing security footage where they noticed suspicious activity between Lowe and several inmates. They followed the footage as it showed Lowe on 2 separate occasions walk into one of the men's pods with a blood pressure cart as if he were taking blood pressure of an inmate deep within the pod. As his back was to the main door, several inmates can be seen entering the jail pod office, two leaving with items under their clothes. Officers called Lowe in for questioning, and court records showed that after being read his rights, he said that when he was doing a blood pressure check, he was asked by an inmate to provide keys to some internal areas within the jail in exchange for $1,000. He said he agreed to the deal and then turned away to allow inmates to access the pod security office. So in other words, this guy traded in his freedom and his entire career for $1,000. Not only are you a dumb pig and a cheap pig, you are a dumb cheap pig. I mean, damn. That was Mwah. I love pigs, man. I love pigs. Don't you? Mwah. I just love it. I love it. If you like it, I love it, baby. Oh, man. Ah, boy. All right, so we got another one here. All right, so this story comes from Nevada. Metro police officer arrested on charges of DUI, leaving scene of crash. Apparently, a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officer is facing several charges in connection with an incident Monday where Officer Richard Chavez, who is assigned to the department's Homeland Security Division, was arrested on charges of DUI, duty to stop at the scene of an accident involving damage, and failing to obey a red light. So apparently this pig thinks that he could just go around running red lights and then crashing into citizens' vehicles and then leaving the scene of an accident. Now, I want you to understand what happened here. This guy is being paid by citizens, his entire livelihood being funded specifically by citizens. And then he smashes up a citizen's car and then leaves the accident hoping that he would not be found out. Which means that this pig probably did this before. And we just don't know about it. And this goes to show you that most pigs out there set one standard for you, the citizen, and a completely different standard for themselves. Because had any citizen did this and ran for this cop, and then that cop shot that citizen, a bunch of bootlickers would come out forward. A bunch of bootlickers would just come forward saying, well, you know, you shouldn't run for the cops. Just obey the law. Well, when it comes to these pigs, how come they can't just obey the goddamn law? Like I always say, one standard for you, the citizen, and a completely different standard for goddamn pigs. I love stories like that. Makes me happy to see stories like that. So that was knocked out of the way. This one here, I've been waiting to cover. We got a Florida man police officer. And this one here is going to piss you off. This one here is going to get on your nerves. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hell of a headline, huh? That's a hell of a headline, huh? Amazing headline. I know. Amazing. Incredible. This story comes from Florida. A former Davie County police officer charged with stealing money from charity for a family of Halloween crash victims. This story is absolutely fucking bananas. And it is a Florida man story. So get ready, folks. A former Davie County police officer has been charged with stealing money from a fundraising campaign that was initially supposed to help a woman whose daughter and husband had been killed while trick-or-treating. Jeffrey Stewart faces a felony charge of grand theft. Back in 2018, Stewart set up a charity called Random Acts of Kindness Every Day, or RAKE, with his niece Danielle. Through his charity, Stewart established a GoFundMe page for Maria. Through his charity, Stewart established a GoFundMe page for Maria Aurelia Orellana Cruz after her husband, 46-year-old Carlos Alvarado Amaya, and their daughters, 5-year-old Heidi and then 2-year-old Kaylee, were hit by a car while out trick-or-treating on Halloween. So in other words, this guy and his daughter pretended to set up a freaking charity to help this woman whose family had been slaughtered by a car while they were out trick-or-treating. And this fucking pig, as this picture, you can see his picture right here, he even looks like a goddamn pig, took the money that was intended for that woman and then kept it to himself. Unfucking believable. Unfucking real. How low can you fucking go? Kaylee was the only one who survived. The page set up by Stewart raised over $32,000. In 2018, Stewart said, quote, "Just to help a family with the loss of a child is hard enough. But to then lose a husband and a child, it was something I just felt we had to do something," he said. "It was something I just felt we had to do something with," he said. He also said, quote, "We want to give any money that is left over to them to help them get through this, to help the mom to get some training to be able to get a job, and to help her with her 2-year-old and her 15-year-old that she now has to raise by herself," end quote. However, according to an arrest warrant, of the $32,000 raise, Stewart paid $10,000 for funeral expenses and to send the bodies back to El Salvador. He then gave only $13,000 to Maria Orellana Cruz, and then police said that he kept the remaining money because he claimed that he had to pay taxes on the income. And they also found out that Danielle, who is Stewart's niece, apparently stole the money to pay for personal bills. But then we find out that Stewart tried to throw his niece. Wait a minute, I misread that whole situation. Wait a minute. Hold on. That is wild. I have to edit all this out, by the way. This is right here is fucking wild. Wait till you hear this shit, okay? And then we find out that Stewart went to police trying to throw his niece Danielle under the bus by lying on her, claiming that she stole the money to pay for personal bills. But investigators found out that Stewart lied about that, and that's why he was arrested. So this guy stole money that was intended for a victim who lost a good bit of her family to a car crash. Then this man lies on his own niece, and he does all this while being a goddamn police officer. Holy shit. Holy. Wow. That is whew. Oh man, that's wild. Well, we got another story here. Let's get into it. This story comes from Michigan. So this story comes from Michigan, and it's about Detroit cops who are accused of pocketing cash, steering towing work, and offering to leak info. Two Detroit officers, including a lieutenant assigned to root out police misconduct, allegedly pocketed cash and received free cars and other bribes while steering work to a towing company and offering to leak inside information, according to an indictment that marked an escalation of a citywide public corruption investigation. FBI agents early Wednesday arrested Lieutenant John F. Kennedy, 56, of Rochester Hills, and Officer Daniel Vickers, 54, of Livonia, and raided their homes before unsealing the indictment, charging both with multiple counts of bribery and bribery conspiracy. So basically, it was quid pro quo. These officers were steering work towards a towing company to help them tow cars, which allows them to charge fees if people want those cars back. But on the flip side, those officers were giving free cars, which one could assume many of those cars were the same cars that were being towed through the work that was being steered towards the towing company. So you can see the problem here. The 20-page indictment cites text messages, hints at secretly recorded conversations during an undercover investigation, and describes a multi-year conspiracy that portrays Kennedy and Vickers as greedy co-conspirators with their hands out, allegedly demanding cash and competing for bribes both big and small, from $280 to repair a broken vehicle window and a free BMW. So basically, they believed that time was money, and when it comes to criminal time, time is definitely money. Quote, "I'll take care of you guys and make sure you guys are always under the radar," end quote. Kennedy allegedly told one unidentified towing company official after receiving free car repairs, according to the indictment. Holy shit. So basically, you're getting car repairs, you're getting a Beamer, You're getting all kind of bribes, and they are basically, these officers were competing to see which one could get the most favors and bribes between the two. Which shows you that you not only have one pig here, you have a pair of pigs here. And stories like this shows you just how far the rabbit hole goes when it comes to swinery. These pigs are doing this shit on the regular. These are just the stories that you're hearing about. Just incredible. Just incredible. Ain't it? Incredible. Oh boy. Let's get into another pig, man. This story comes from Canada, and I wanted to show my Canadian viewers some love. A Winkler police officer charged with assault and uttering threats. A man was assaulted at his home near Riding Mountain National Park and sent to a hospital. A police officer from southern Manitoba is charged with assault and uttering threats. Let's redo that. A police officer from southern Manitoba is charged with assault and uttering threats in connection with an incident that sent a man to the hospital last month. The Winkler Police Service officer was off duty at the time of the incident, which happened at Ditch Lake, just south of Riding Mountain National Park on September 11th. The Independent Investigation Unit of Manitoba said in a news release. RCMP officers from the Wassamin detachment were called to a home and found an injured man who was taken to a hospital in Minnesota for treatment, according to the IIU, which did not say anything further about the severity of the injuries. The IIU was notified about the incident on September the 13th and determined it was in the public interest to launch an investigation because it involved an officer. And so far, they are not releasing the name of this officer, which is very interesting. So that lets me know that even in Canada, that cops and people who are in charge of cops, who are supposed to be keeping an eye on these damn pigs, are behaving just like American police, because they are hiding the name of this goddamn pig here who sent a man to a hospital when he was off duty. So once again, even in Canada, fucking ACAB. There we go. So we got that one covered. I wanted to show some love to my Canadian viewers, man, because I know on TikTok I got quite a few. So let's go into a new one. Ah, boy, it's another one. So I got a wild story for you. This was gonna blow your fucking mind. Let's get into it. So what if I told you that a police officer was arrested and charged So what if I told you that a police officer in Maine was found to be drunk driving and then when someone tried to pull that officer over, he attempted to flee from the deputy but then was caught by that deputy and was given a blood alcohol test that confirmed that he was drunk, but he was not arrested or detained because the Department of Corrections in Maine had COVID restrictions in place. Well, if you think that I'm making this story up, here is the facts. Here are the facts. An officer charged with OIU, an officer charged with OUI works at Maine Correctional Center. Samuel Davison was injured while trying to flee from the Lewiston Police Department, a sheriff's office spokesperson said. A sheriff's office spokesman said. So once again, 23-year-old Samuel Davison was driving a Ford Edge with Colorado plates when he was stopped. And a deputy found that he was drunk and he tried to flee, and that deputy caught him. And like I just said, for some reason, this man was not arrested or detained because of COVID restrictions. In fact, the sheriff of Androscoggin County Major Mark Cornelio with the Androscoggin County Sheriff's Office said, quote, "Unless it is a violent felony or a serious misdemeanor charge, the jail doesn't have the capacity to take in people," end quote. So apparently, resisting arrest, DUI, and running from cops is not a serious enough charge to lock somebody up. That's very interesting. I'm very curious to see what Blue Lives Matter and all the bootlickers out there say about this case, because now that I see this case, whenever someone runs from cops, I never want to see another bootlicker or Blue Lives Matter shithead say that that person deserves to be shot. Because based on this story, there is certainly a different way to handle it, correct? Now, guys, this is fucking ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. This is for goddamn ridiculous. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, Lord. We got another one here. So we got a story from North Carolina, and this story comes from the New York Post. A North Carolina CO or correctional officer was fired after having sex with a male inmate. So apparently a woman named Karen, and I know what you're gonna say, that's a hell of a damn coincidence, but we're going to just move past that one. A 47-year-old woman named Karen Payton, who is an officer with the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office, was fired after warrants were issued for her arrest, Sheriff Gary McFadden said in a statement. Now, Payton has been a part of the department since 2019, and allegedly, she engaged in a sexual act with a male inmate and gave him some tobacco while he was in custody. So, you know, I normally have no problem with two consenting adults having sex. However, let me explain to you the reason why this is a criminal offense. Because let's say you have to do any kind of shakedown, any kind of searches, restrictions on rights. When it comes to the inmates who are incarcerated, if you show any kind of favoritism towards any one inmate, that could put that inmate and also the correctional officer who's showing the favoritism lives in danger. Do you understand that? So with that being said, it is very understandable as to the reason why this woman had to be locked up. So, once again, I love it when pigs face punishment, because pigs facing punishment is what brings me joy. As you can see, you see the article there, but I'm gonna actually do a little screenshot, a little bit of a different style there. It's gonna be into that video. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on here. I covered that one. I covered that one. I covered that. Let's see, which one did I not cover yet? There's a few I'm going to cover. This one I've been wanting to cover. This one I've been waiting to cover. This one I've been waiting to cover. So apparently a police officer just cursed out a 17-year-old girl, just went fucking psycho. So let's get into it. Add a cutie. Add a cutie. Let's go ahead and get into this one. So apparently a police officer in Aurora, Colorado decided to go and curse out a 17-year-old girl. And now he finds himself on leave. So Sergeant Ed Acuity was placed on leave, and I want you to see this mad oinking that he does against the 17-year-old girl, because it's very, very interesting.
Affairs investigation into conduct during a traffic stop, and new tonight we have that body camera footage from that traffic stop. Matt Morrow's at the live desk with the very latest. Matt.
Eric, Jeremy, we confirmed this information and obtained the body camera video within just the last 20 minutes. It has an Aurora Police Sergeant Ed Acuity apparently going through a profanity-laden tirade. He is now on leave for yelling at a 17-year-old female driver and using, this is what I quote from the police department here, profane and unprofessional language not consistent with the training or expectations of an Aurora police officer.
Jesus, so basically, this grown man was bullying a 17-year-old girl. That's what lets you know that cops are just inherently fucking abusers, because what kind of grown man does that to a 17-year-old girl? Really?
Show you that interaction here in just a second, but first I do want to give you the full picture of exactly what was happening then, and a warning that some may find this disturbing to see and hear. All right, here is the body camera video. It's back from June 29. The police department's gang unit pulls over a car for speeding right here near East 2nd and Airport Road. The man in the car takes off running. Officers and the sergeant go after him. That man in the process drops a loaded and stolen handgun. Police eventually catch up with him. They're able to handcuff him and arrest him. They also pick up the gun. They walk back over to the car. the 17-year-old female who was driving it, they have sat down on the curb, and the supervisor on the scene, this is Sergeant Eddie Cutie, the one who is now on leave, has this interaction with that 17-year-old. Again, there are a lot of F words here. We have bleeped them all, but it can still be a lot to listen to. Here we go.
You're old enough to drive a car without a license. You're old enough to have a son. Acting. You think I'm out here playing games? You're out of your mind. And I'll tell your mom the same thing. I'm sure your mom will be real happy that your man's got a gun in his waistband, running around town, right? Whose car is this? Tell me whose car is this? Because it's gonna go to the impound, and I don't give a how you get around.
Wow.
That 17-year-old was arrested that day and does face a few charges. Meanwhile, Aurora's police chief, Vanessa Wilson, tells...
Hold on. What grown man talks to a child like that? She's 17 years old. Calm your fucking pig ass down. Oink, 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 oink. Shut the fuck up. Maybe the reason why young girls act that way is because of dickheads like you.
Tells us this tonight, and I quote, "In every interaction, we must strive to treat individuals with respect and remain professional. I commend the officers that are unwilling to compromise their integrity and continue to report misconduct that jeopardizes the work we as an agency are trying to accomplish within our community."
Hold on, excuse me. You are the same Aurora police that were involved in Elijah McClain. You can save me the goddamn cap, okay? You can save that cap for goddamn Fallout, okay? Save that cap for goddamn Fallout. Use that cap in Fallout to buy yourself a brand new Fallout New Vegas goddamn wardrobe, okay? Save that cap for goddamn Fallout. Bullshit. After fucking Elijah McClain, bullshit. No. This kind of behavior from your goddamn pigs, Chief Vanessa Hutchins. No, sorry, I apologize. This kind of pig behavior from your officers, Chief Vanessa Wilson, is not only common, but it is part of the reason why people hate cops so much. Because not only are you a fucking pig, but every officer under your damn leadership is a fucking pig too. Because there is a history of fucking behavior with your goddamn pigs. Behave yourself, pigs. Stop oinking, pigs. Stop mistreating goddamn citizens, pigs. And maybe, just maybe, people won't hope you all become bacon. You fucking pieces of goddamn shit. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. You just constantly abusing people, man. I'm sick of seeing this shit. God damn. What's going on, Bomber Fox? Diesel Bomber, what's going on? How you guys doing? I know I'm fired up, man. I
again, this internal affair.
People get abused by damn pigs, man. It's getting to the point where I can't just keep ignoring it. So I got one last story I'm gonna cover today. And this one's gonna be fucking crazy. Remember to put a leash on your pigs. Yeah, this is gonna be one last story today. I'm gonna cover this one. This story comes from NBC News and it's about Florida because Florida is fucking retarded. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis recruits unvaccinated officers with cash bonuses. DeSantis mentions the New York City Police Department, Minneapolis, Chicago, and Seattle as possible targets. So all the shitty bad cops, the asshole pigs who engage in goddamn absolute fucking swinery, who can't just obey the law or just comply or stop refusing when it comes to the goddamn vaccine. Now this bastard wants to recruit them. So once again, officers who don't give a shit about your safety are now flocking to goddamn Florida because, once again, why not goddamn Florida? There's a reason why there's a goddamn Florida man meme. I mean, even the fucking meth heads are goddamn different in goddamn Florida. They have goddamn meth gators in goddamn Florida, okay? So even the meth addicts are goddamn different. So this kind of shit does not fucking shock me. Officers who risk losing their jobs for not wanting to get vaccinated against COVID-19 or make their vaccination statuses known could get $5,000 bonuses to work in Florida. This man is paying people to be fucking sick. Governor Ron DeSantis said Sunday on Fox News that he wants out-of-state officers and sheriff's deputies to help patrol the state. Quote, "We're actually actively working to recruit out-of-state law enforcement because we do have needs," end quote. DeSantis, a Republican, told host Maria Bartiromo. I'm sorry, that name is fucked up, man. God damn, like, but still, wait a minute. So you have needs. What you're saying is that you need more COVID. That's what you're saying. Because if you're getting unvaccinated officers from all over the country, I mean, first of all, they got to travel to Florida, meaning that they're traveling in the middle of a freaking pandemic, and they're already unvaccinated. So along the way, they're going to get everybody sick along the way. And then when they get to Florida, they're going to get everybody sick. And then you choose to do this shit in goddamn October, going into goddamn November, during the winter months. And now I gotta ask you, are you out of your goddamn mind? What the fuck is wrong with damn Florida? Why is Florida always the goddamn craziest? It's like you motherfuckers try to be this goddamn psycho. When it comes to being fucking stupid, Florida goes for gold every goddamn time. Without missing a single goddamn beat. Shit. What else you want me to do with this? I mean, this is a level of fucking stupidity that is hard to quantify. I mean, what do you do with that? What do you do with that? What the fuck do you do with that? By the way, I have gotten a lot more buff, huh? Yeah, I know. I'm working out a lot. But what do you do with that? What do you do with that? You are specifically recruiting officers who are not vaccinated. That is not the same as saying I want officers who are laid off. You want officers. Diesel Bomber, you right, brother. You right. So are you, Bummer Fox. Both of y'all are right. Yeah. There are crazy people in goddamn Florida. But you're not supposed to keep gradually getting crazier. You're supposed to try to get better. Jesus. You gotta try. I mean, like, look at my content, right? I'm trying to get better. But you look at Ron DeSantis, he's getting only more fucking retarded as the days go by. He's trying to be this fucking retarded. Ow. It makes my hair hurt. You are recruiting officers who are not vaccinated. I just, my head hurts. And on that note, guys, I have to go because I can only take but so much. I need my sanity, and I love you all. I just, oh Lord. Diesel Bomber Fox, everybody who's joining me, thank you for joining me. What's up? Peace out. Good night and good fucking luck. and stay the fuck away from goddamn Florida, okay?